Hello, it's Scott Picken, CEO and founder of WealthE Migrate. You can see for this Wealth Insight, I'm coming live here from Shanghai. You can see this magnificent view behind me. You know, it's absolutely amazing the growth that continues to happen in the city. You can see the construction that is taking place all over the place. And really, what is this Wealth Insight about? Well, I've been coming to China since 2003, and from a business perspective, been coming here regularly since 2016. And I've learned a massive lesson. And why? Because when you look at wealth, truly wealthy people look at income. But what I've learned here in China, which is amazing, is that in the last 20 years, property prices or real estate prices have doubled, tripled, quadrupled in price. And so what you find here in China is that people tend to want to focus on capital growth because that's what they've been used to in the last 20 years. There's been a huge amount of new money that's been made here. People love accessories, they love all the different brands. There's some statistics out there that when you take the duty-free shops around the world, the average Chinese tourist spends 4 times more money than any other tourist on the branded items, you know, the Gucci bags and the brands that people recognize. Why is that important? Well, when you look at true wealth, when you look at the wealth that is generational wealth, they don't focus on capital growth because it ultimately goes up and it goes down, and quite frankly, you've got no control of it. They focus on income, because income is what creates generational wealth. And so what's fascinating, you know, as I stand here in the financial capital of China, one of the most successful countries in the last couple of decades, where there's been more wealth created in this country than any other country on the planet in the last 2 decades. It's interesting when you consider new wealth versus old wealth. It's also interesting when you consider the fundamentals of wealth. And a lot of new wealth has been created here. It's been created quickly. But to sustain wealth, to create generational wealth, it is about firstly protecting the wealth, and secondly about the income that you've got within the wealth. And so that's this Wealth Insight coming live from Shanghai. And when it comes to your wealth, even if you've only got $1 to your name, if you want to really create long-term true wealth, it is not about gambling. It's not about trying to create the next capital growth. It's not about trying to get in on the next rise of Bitcoin or some share price or even property. It's about finding income producing assets and slowly but surely growing your passive income. I would highly recommend that you go and watch or study the 8 Steps to Wealth Through Real Estate micro degree. You can click on the link below here, and I'll take you through that process, because there are steps to creating generational wealth. And you know, people have been doing it for centuries, and quite frankly, it's not that difficult. You just have to copy a working and proven formula. So if you enjoyed this Wealth Insight, click on the link below, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. We want to empower 1 billion people. You know, there's more than 1 billion people just in this country alone. And yet what I find fascinating is that 80% of the world's population lives on less than $2 a day. And so there's a significant challenge that we've got. And where it actually starts, and most people think it's about giving people money, it's not. It's about giving them the knowledge, it's about giving them the self-belief, it's about giving them the patterns and the formulas. And that's what we're trying to do with regards to this Wealth Insight. And so, coming live here from Shanghai. If you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. I'll see you next week. Cheers.